especially Tina, as
There
black
should be
ones.
people cleaning after me.
We understand. That victim mindset yokuthi wenza imess then ucomplain ngayo.
Sure.
Cabanga wenza imess akusuka lapho say ukuthi there's no service delivery. We are complaining.
And yet
but
that
we keep
mess was
on
created
voting.
by you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Think about the times when we used to strike in Dwana, when there were strikes in Skela.
mess.
You'd hear about a library burning, and then tomorrow you're like, nah, I don't have a place to study.
You understand?
Who
You
burnt that
understand.
library?
You understand?
When?
But-
She's where who am I to ufake complaint ukuthi anginayo yokufundela.
Ja.
Mara she's where who
Ja.
library. You know, which I wanted to add on to what you were saying about dustbins, right? If you had to actually pay attention, every 100 to 200 meters, there's a dustbin. No maguphi la vakho. It's seldom that you don't come across a dustbin every 200 meters. No.
You've just stepped into an empty street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
In 3,
2.
What?
we're rolling. Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
My life. Another day, another Tuesday.
Another
As
week.
always.
Unfortunately, we have no guests to unwrap. Yeah? It's just us.
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
welcome
us.
back to another Tuesday. And I mean, we don't come bearing gifts today, but at least you have us. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. This is where it initially started.
Yeah, this is where it starts.
So-
Before any guests, anything else, this is where it starts. And then
Can't complain.
can't complain. But
Can't
otherwise, how's your day going, gents?
And my day is chill, bro.
Having your
day
Oros.
is chill.
It's been a while. It's been
Hey,
a while
man.
since we've had
I mean,
Oros.
I shall water today.
Shamans.
Oros.
Shaya ponakho,
Inyongo. Tosibulala. Tosibulala inyongo Oros.
Hey.
Mara, without wasting any time, no? So I had this question last night.
Yeah.
Manyekas, Ogoti, why is it so hard for us as a society? Forget government, forget everything else. Why is it hard for us as a society to take care of the hood, the township, as
Yeah.
compared to the suburbs? You can drive through the suburbs any day, Monday to Sunday. Book clean. Parks are clean. Yonke into up to date.
Yeah.
Manje question ukuthi kulawa suburbs kunabantu abaklinayo or just abantu abahlala nababa.
So I have a follow-up, right?
Okay.
As I was saying, Uti, it's clean in the suburbs. And then you drive through a cars,
Sure.
you find a different experience,
Sure.
right? So to answer your question,
Yeah.
besides having people that are delegated to actually cleaning the environment,
Yeah.
Tina self, we also involved. We also play a part
Yeah,
in
yeah.
what it becomes.
Yes.
Young Todd.
Yeah.
For instance, it's a topic everyone gets told about.
Sure.
It's actually not even a topic, but it's part of your syllabus in school as well. Ukuthi don't litter. Qala lapho.
Qala
That's
lapho.
as small as it is.
And
Don't
the
litter.
other thing is khuluma ngayo ngirealize izolo ekuseni mangiphuma so ngiyacheck ngiyabuka ngithi kuclean la
Bova.
endleleni ngibheka estradini ngithi kuclean mangithi ngiyawalka ngijikela that side clean and mawuthi uyacheck ngithi hayi la kuclean lo and mawuthi uyachecka ebusuku maybe before emithi manje ungatholayo maybe sekungcolile
Sekungcolile.
mara ekuseni
Badly.
ku-clean not and mawuthi uyabona into kanjani mawuphuma ekuseni uzothola bomagogo
Yeah.
umuntu la ejardini lakhe angeke
Uclean-
libathile la
yeah,
eduze
clean-
ushaye konke
Sure.
ushaye konke
Nestradi.
nestradi ushaye konke so if maybe kini benza one and same thing naloyo anoda kuba clean
Now imagine if a whole township adopted that same mentality. Yeah.
I think to answer your question, first we should be asking ourselves, Gucci, how did
get there.
the environment Yasekas start compared to how did the environment in the suburbs started? Because I believe the suburbs started as just a private company going in and
Developing those environments,
Yeah. And then Ekasi, how Kasi developed was
To segregate.
black people.
To segregate.
That's the word.
Sure. To
Yeah.
segregate.
I was trying to
Nah.
explain that word.
Nah, ngiyakuthola,
Mara,
ngiyakuthola.
yeah.
But now, are we saying that segregation is to blame for how we have now continued to live our lives, even
No,
post
of
apartheid?
course not. Of course not, because there was a certain civilization, a black civilization that actually went to Spain, I believe, but I stand to be corrected. That went to Spain to teach people in Spain. In Spain,
Yeah.
they teached white people, which was the race that they found there.
Okay.
They teach them how to clean themselves up, to live in clean
environments, yeah.
So cleanliness started with us Africans, if you can look at that story. I just forgot what they call those people.
But
I
what you're
forgot
saying
what
doesn't
they are,
sound sound new.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus, there's a clip in the group that I once sent by this guy named Hotep Jesus. He has dreadlocks. He was talking
Yes,
with
that's
Joe Rogan.
that's why I'm like, nah, this
Yeah.
sound doesn't sound
Yeah,
new.
yeah. So it's the Moors. The Moors people. The Moors people were the black people who went to Spain and taught
Caucasians.
white people how to basically hygiene.
Hygiene.
Yeah. So black people actually taught white people hygiene.
Okay.
But now when you see it, you see that if you can think of suburbs, we associate suburbs with
White people.
white people,
White people,
and we associate Ikasi with
About
black
that,
people,
sure.
which is the reality. But that's where it started, Wuti. That's why I was saying we should question, Wuti, how did it get there based off where we started as people in these segregated locations versus these locations where you get a more civilized community.
But now,
So how did we get there? How did we get there? Service delivery.
it's quite contradictory though, nah? Before we get to service delivery, it's
Okay.
quite contradictory. The fact that Guti now, as black people, we left here and went all the way to Spain to actually teach Caucasians about cleanliness.
Yeah.
And yet, when you look at it years later, how we as black people treat our own environments.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you, every second person I bump into who has something in their hand or who is eating something will end up littering.
Yeah. True.
Will end up littering, God. I guarantee you.
Without any shame.
No, not even.
Without any shame. Shark fish.
Not even thinking about what they're about to do.
Yeah.
But then you need to ask yourself, Guti, why? The reason I was bringing up that conversation, because now it's the other way around. Why is it this way now? And how did it get there?
You mentioned service delivery, right?
Yeah. So we can't blame service delivery
Hey,
as well.
I want to
because
mention that.
Ekasi, we know Guti. Ekasi, if there's
If
there's potholes, we know Guti. Potholes, there'll be people who are actually on the road trying to fill those
the
potholes
Yes.
for the cars that are
Cars,
moving, and they get something in the end. That's us fixing our communities.
Yes.
So why
And I
can't we
think-
incorporate the same mindset then when it comes to litter?
See, with litter, I don't know, bro.
That's good.
Because the least we can do with litter, Ekasi, is just to ban it, which is causing more problems as well.
Pollution. Mara ngithi indlela esikhuluma ngayo umuntu vele asekathi makalahla lapho mangalahli lana shothi khona abantu eke babe nejob.
But
Because
now
manje
that's ignorance.
That's ignorant. But
That's
at the end of the day
ignorance,
angithi problem ukuthi into moyenza always trying to find ama reasons why you doing it. Then manje so yisho ngaleyo ndlela ukuthi at least khona umuntu
Because you know
othola
what?
ijob.
This is interesting, actually. I think we picked a very interesting topic. Because even where, like, in the apartments where I stay, there's no, like, where I previously stayed, I think you guys saw, which there were dustbins each and every floor. Like,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think
in
four
the
each
middle.
floor,
Yeah.
Just
Four
after leaving the
each
lift.
floor, yeah. So each and every morning, people would come to pick those trash up. and
Put it in the
dispose.
dustbin.
Yeah. Just collect them to one package that will be
Disposed of.
disposed wherever.
Yeah.
But where I currently stay is the dustbins are at the
Basement.
first floor, or the ground floor. No?
Does everyone have to take their dustbins there?
So there's 13 floors. So everyone has to go down to the ground floor
To drop their trash.
To drop their trash.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting because now when you go down the stairs, if you're not using the lifts, you'll get
see
to see
plastics.
trash.
I saw that.
People
I
actually
saw that on
put
the
their
corner.
trash in the corners in
the stairs.
in the stairs, and you get to ask yourself, Gucci, if you do care about your cleanliness, I mean, you do care about the cleanliness in your own
Place.
apartment or unit, and you think that this trash doesn't belong here, and now you take it and you put it in the stairs. So what are you thinking actually? Because that's still your environment. If you have a visitor and they come through the stairs, they'll
And they
come
see that
across
trash.
that trash, and
imagine
now
if it's piled up.
it gets associated to the type of place you live in,
Exactly.
which goes back to still to your room. If someone gets trash in your room piled up, it's still the same thing. People are gonna judge you with it. You're still unclean. Yeah,
No,
so
that's facts,
so
man.
I'm asking myself, Gucci, why is it so difficult? I mean, I stay in the 10th floor, and when I have trash in my room, one of the reasons why I don't actually have a dustbin is because I think a dustbin allows us to just put stuff in
Instead of
chill,
take-out.
Instead of take out. So I just use plastic so that I can constantly go out and make sure that I don't have trash in my room.
Yeah.
You've noticed even with my previous apartment, I didn't have a
Dustbin.
Yeah, and people do convince me to get it, but I guess
But we are
I'm
still in Tommy.
hard-headed.
We are still.
But it's like I go down
Yeah.
to always dispose my trash
Yeah.
there because I understand Ukuthi. I don't know. I mean, we're just different as people. I can't judge them. But here I'm trying to highlight Ukuthi. It's not only our communities. It starts where we stay.
Yeah.
Now, to add on to that, right? It starts from where we stay. So now, if I stay in the same area as you and I see you throw a paper and I don't reprimand you, now I'm also obviously going to adopt your habits, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes a community built of that same habits.
Yes.
So that's how we got here.
Which brings us to where we are now.
That's
we
how we
don't
got
hold
here.
each other accountable.
Accountable.
If you look at
Yeah.
China, bro,
Yeah.
during the World Cup, that's the first example. World Cup, they were not the hosting country. They were not the hosting country.
Oh, yeah, I
But
remember.
every time, Dwana, they were there. They were the last people to leave, and they made sure the
It's
grandstands
clean.
were clean.
Yeah.
What does that say? It's not just one person. That's a country.
Yeah.
That's a country, and it's like three of us are representing the SA.
Yeah.
We're representing
Yeah.
SA,
Yeah.
but on a global scale.
Yeah.
So that shows it's not just us three,
Yeah.
but it's a country as a whole. So now, Mike, figure we get there, we're just throwing things out the windows, we're throwing things out
I mean,
everywhere.
even the time we were sitting that side, if you saw while we were sitting that side, if you saw just pieces of paper laying around where we're staying, like where we were sitting, you took out a paper of sweets from
What
your
did I
pocket,
say?
you would have
thrown it, right?
if you
Yeah.
saw that
Yeah.
this is an environment where you can just throw
Indeed.
stuff
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
But you asked for a dustbin, and the dustbin was not in close reach, and you're
I
like,
throw it back into
okay,
my
look,
pocket.
I'm putting this back in my pocket. And actually, that's what I do. Nami manghamba in the manghamba strategy,
In
and
public,
then
sure.
I actually buy banana
Yeah.
or ama chips. Or what I do is, if I'm holding a plastic, I'll take that and
Put it
back
in
my
there.
plastic.
Sure.
If I'm holding my laptop, my laptop bag, I'm gonna take that banana peel,
Quite
put
right.
it back, so that I can throw it when I get home.
And you know
I
what's
don't know
funny,
what's
bro?
difficult about people.
You know what the funny part
because,
is now? Yeah, you can finish.
Because on Thursday, no, not on Thursday, that other weekend I went out to a restaurant, and then on my way back home, the Uber driver actually saw La Central how it gets dirty after everyone's just knocks
Gone.
off.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
everyone is gone. And he was like, see, this is why white people can't stay with us because this is the mess we create and they don't get along with this type of mess. So that's why in a situation where like it affects us deeply, dog. Because
Very
in a
much, dog. It's a
situation
very deep-
where there's a new development that's being
Coming up.
established and people actually stay there and maybe it's white people. The moment a black person comes in to reside there, the value of that entire neighborhood or
Gets
estate
affected.
gets affected, dog.
It drops.
Yeah, and dirtiness is part of
Associated
yeah
to
is
black people.
yeah it's part and parcel of why the value of that estate or development drops because we are the way we are. I mean, it's not like we the way we are, but we are the way
It's
we
ignorance,
chose to
dog.
be.
Yeah, it's ignorance.
Yeah.
dog. I don't even
Marantana,
think it's a choice.
Loyalty, I think mindset ekhona ile victim mindset esibulalayo, especially thina as
There
black
should be
ones.
people cleaning after me.
We understand that victim mindset yokuthi wenza imess then ucomplaina ngayo.
Sure.
Cabanga uzoyenza imess akusuka lapho isekuthi there's no service delivery. We are complaining.
And yet
but
that
we keep
mess was
on
created
voting.
by you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
Think about the times when we used to strike in Dwana, when there were strikes in Skela.
mess.
You'd hear about a library burning, and then tomorrow you're like, nah, I don't have a place to study.
You understand?
Who
You
burnt that
understand.
library?
You understand?
When?
Ah,
She's where who am I to complaint ukuthi anginayo yokufundela.
Ja.
Mara she's where who
Ja.
library. You know, which I wanted to add on to what you were saying about dustbins, right? If you had to actually pay attention, every 100 to 200 meters, there's a dustbin. No maguphi la vakhona. It's seldom that you don't come across a dustbin every 200 meters. No maguphi, whether it's eKasi or
And 200 is a
Nceba.
stretch, dog.
Yeah.
200 is a stretch. I think it's less. than
100,
that.
yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah,
like
I think
100
it's
to
less,
200.
dog.
200, yeah.
You know?
It's there.
So for you to
Even
just hold
20
on.
meters, dog.
29. 29.
It depends where you are, I guess.
I guess yeah, it depends
yeah,
on where you are.
maybe it depends.
You know? So for you to actually feel the urge to just discard what you have because you're not seeing it has been currently in sight means that you're being ignorant. Because it doesn't mean it has been at all.
Then my problem
Okay, I have a
ukuthi
question.
sikhulisa
What's the
nabantwana
problem?
same thing.
So, what's the problem with that? Because some people don't see anything wrong with just littering or disposing whatever they have. Just
So
wherever
you are
they
asking
feel
what's the problem with
like what's the problem with that?
With
Because some
littering?
people, because it's clear that some people are not bothered. They are not bothered by seeing papers just laying around with dirt just laying around. Because if everyone was bothered and there was actually something wrong with it, I think we as people would hold ourselves accountable and actually do practice cleanliness.
I'll tell you one
So why? Like, what's the problem? What's
I'll
the
tell
problem?
you one thing. No? It's a thing, Yoguti. You see someone else do it,
Yeah.
so you become comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Then
Then there's nothing wrong.
and he
about
sees me do it. He becomes comfortable with doing it.
No, what I'm
And then
asking
becomes
is
a community.
what's the problem?
The problem
with
is
just
it-
littering.
It creates pollution, dog. Cleanliness.
Pollution in what way, dog?
In every way.
Because
Yeah, no,
clearly
that,
people
dog.
don't realize
It
it.
becomes dirty. Firstly,
People don't realize it. They're still doing it.
for me that realizes here. For
So
me,
we
that
should
I
sacrifice for you. I mean, if I'm
Nah.
comfortable with just throwing stuff around,
Okay,
I
let's-
should sacrifice for you.
You don't have to. But the thing is, are we thinking about just me or are we thinking about everyone that lives in this community? Because think about it this way. If me, Ali, and everybody else came and threw their trash in your yard, how would you feel?
If I don't see a problem with it, I'm fine, dog.
Nah, there's no way you don't feel a problem. dog. There's no way.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
But now it's
I
a
pile
public
up my
street,
trash in
dog.
your yard.
It's,
Ah,
it's,
there's
it's
no
a
way.
public
Into
street, dog.
understand that ukuthi
It's no
angithakafuni.
one's yard. It's a public street.
But everybody uses
I
it.
just saw
So
it.
when you're saying
Everybody
ukuthi
uses
ungcolisa, so when you're saying ukuthi
Kusasa.
ungcolisa because akusekakho.
Yeah, it's somewhere state, dog. It's
That's
fine.
ignorance.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like that's
or
just
the
us
example
being
I made,
ignorant.
or the example I made, Uguti, in the units, people actually take trash out of their units to
To the
put it in
dustbin,
the
the
states,
streets, yeah.
in the same building that they stay in.
Yeah.
So
That is
clearly
no
they don't-
different.
They don't see anything wrong. Clearly, they don't see anything wrong.
because no one is actually calling them out.
And futhi kuyafana
So,
ntwana noma
like what I'm trying to find out with my question is, what are the effects of pollution? Like, what are the real tangible effects of people just littering around?
One.
Because some people don't see the reason with it, why they shouldn't do it.
So
That's
with
why
pollution,
they keep doing it.
Yeah, with pollution, the thing is, it's not just one way. It's not just air pollution.
Yeah.
Right? You can throw peels of whatever here, papers here, but it just won't be here. It can end up in water.
Yeah.
It can flow in a river.
Yeah.
The same river you drink from. Young Todd, it can land in, it can be air pollution. Same air you breathe. And so it like the effects of it run that deep. It's not just on land, where I walk, on the streets where I commute, but it can run as deep as water, air.
Yazi kwenzakalani ngalento le khona umuntu owafa ngelena so waba ne lento bokhuluma ngebanana ushaya ibanana ne ushaya ibanana then ushaya nje
Then asleep. Ashaya
ngekhanda gone what's the effect
Yeah.
ngangithola
But now, I should take my banana peel and put it where people don't walk.
In the dustbin.
Bin.
Clean. Dustbin.
Bin.
Faga riding a dustbin. And the thing is, we don't hold each other accountable. That's our problem as South Africans, is that we don't hold each other accountable.
Yeah,
Look at Americans.
I think that's the problem.
People literally throw things out the trash through the window. And someone passing by will literally pick it up and throw it back into the car. To do shit like that.
I think we don't realize, like, that's why I was sort of arguing against whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people actually understand why they shouldn't litter.
Nah,
they don't
I get
see the
you.
significance.
You're obviously being like the devil's advocate.
Yeah. Because probably they don't see the significance of actually practicing cleanliness around their environment, whether it's an environment they use
or live in,
or live in, partially or impartially. So I think if you can make the example here, banana peel, it's a rare case.
Yeah, it's a rare case. Yeah, it's a rare case.
But smell, dog.
Smell.
I'm sure we all have noses that can actually smell. And when you just dump your stuff out there, it will smell. And
it's not a pleasant sense.
It's not a pleasant sense.
And you wouldn't want to invite people into an area that smells.
It's not a pleasant scent.
So how are you going to sell that environment?
There's this quote by Dr. Jordan Peterson where he says, before you can go and judge the world and the people outside the world, first make up your bed. Or first clean the front of your Porsche. Not Porsche car, but Porsche.
Yeah, get your Porsche, the stoop.
Yeah. Stoop in South
African
terms. Yeah. And what that allows is, when you're actually cleaning your own stoop or veranda, you are actually encouraging umakhelwane
to do the same.
Okay, mine will be cleaner than his or hers. So let me do. That's how our African
even the kids
neighborhoods have always worked.
That's interesting.
When you do that, you inspire the person next door. That's why I like this example. Ukuthi abomagogo or abomama emakhaya bahlala bazokhuza the female child. The argument here is not about the female child bamkhuza, but the argument is about what's actually done. The grandma or the mother actually saying, "Hey, Bali, it's 9 a.m. You can't be sleeping till this time." Bona and next door, she's already up. So do something. And this is not a conversation about girls cleaning.
Yeah, it's just an example.
But it's an example with
cleanliness.
Cleanliness. The concept is,
it runs
over. You see what's happening next door, and you want to reflect that. Sure. And when you can do that, meaning the entire block is sort of mimicking each other. And when the entire block is doing that, meaning the entire community now is actually doing that.
Iyo example bengikhuluma ngayo le nto beyenzeka la ekhaya. So wabona umuntu oyi-1.
Sure.
ayenze. The next thing you're about manje sebamotivated.
Sure.
Uyangithola even nakubantwana cabanga if maybe let's say bonke labo mama labo.
This guy.
Listen.
Did you not see me pick up my glass?
Let's say bonke labo maybe 5 years to come abasekho. And abantwana labo
It will continue because into abayijwayele ukuthi yenza.
Yes, and istrategy abanye bazivumele sibe ngale ndlela.
And for me, I feel like that's an important part, no? But it shouldn't be the only thing because I feel like I have a park in Panaraikas.
Yeah.
It's a nice park. Nice park. Abantu like coming to it, hanging around there. I'm sure I know about
Yeah.
but no one ever thinks about, and there's dustbins in the park, no? But no one ever thinks about what they are doing when they're there. But they're in that moment, right? That's all they care about, being in that moment. Tomorrow you pass by that park and you see the actual, like,
Effects
of them being there.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow they want to do the same thing in that same place.
Yes. And
No one's going to clean it though, because the government is also fed up. Government now figure December, before he's 16 December.
Yeah.
That's when he rocks up, does the lawn, cleans, puts all the trash into plastic bags and all of that shit.
Yeah.
But every other day, it's on you. So are you saying, yeah, what you want to wait for government every time? Look, back to the question about service delivery. Are you always going to point fingers with service delivery, this service delivery, that, whereas you are the cause of the same thing you're complaining about?
Okay, my dog. Sisekasi, ne? Sisekasi, and government is not actually pulling through their side of the weight.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have this trash that we have in our homes. What are we supposed to do with it?
But with trash, that's easy because there's the pick it up.
No, I'm
company.
saying
There's no trash.
government is not pulling through.
So what do we do with that
Meaning
trash?
there's no one who's coming through to pick
up the trash.
Yeah.
and
Sometimes
dump
my
it,
cases are
and,
called.
and dump it at the dumping side. So as a community now,
What happens?
What do we do?
Yeah.
We'll try to ban it,
Hey,
right?
normally that's what happens.
But you can't ban
All,
everything,
yeah,
right?
you can't burn it all.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what do we do? Where
becomes
do we
a dumping
actually,
site.
Where do we actually dump it? Because you'll see in some cases,
Yeah, most
they,
cases
they
dump.
actually have
Yeah.
a sign which is
No dumping.
Yeah.
Sure.
But people actually do
Dump,
dump.
yeah.
But how do we solve that problem now? So what can we come up with to solve that problem?
I mean, yeah, we see when you get to that part of personal trash having to be delivered. Nah? Personal trash having to be delivered. That's a different story because now that's me keeping track of my trash, and now you as government having to actually meet me halfway.
Yeah.
As compared to you in the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, but so
So
what
when
should
it comes to
people do?
personal trash, obviously we have to meet each other halfway, me and the government. I collect my trash, I put it out there for you as government to actually collect. But when that doesn't happen, then obviously we resort to iskanga, and then we make that our dumping sites, which is not legal. But if there's no one collecting our trash, then what are we supposed to do with our trash? We can't leave it here on the streets the whole week, whole month, whole year. So we have to find this guy, you know?
Yeah.
But
That's
Antoine,
the thing.
I think it's way better if maybe let's say lelo gas lelo, then it's decide ukuthi sizosenza that side dumping side because manje kuzoba area A1
Hey, not the whole community. Man. That's the
Not the
thing.
whole
Yabo
thing.
mina into enkinya ntwana is get teenage vele abantu asinandaba to asinandaba ntwana. You can be in a car. Kunomunye, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Shumaye umunye mama bekadla umbila ntwana. Serenkini. Kaulombila, she was enjoying the shit out of it though. Opens the window, chucks it out. We standing in line. She doesn't even care that she's throwing it right in front of her feet.
Yeah.
I keep it. So you want the amount of ignorance that it gets to. But it's still ignorant though.
So that's why bantu umjida lo uphimya panyaza bonile lento la introduce yale Gauteng kodwa into introduce yo clean.
I couldn't see it.
I didn't see
Complain.
it. So
Then
then
explain.
so into eyenzakalayo lapho kulabantu ababekiwe from ikasi nekasi ukuthi kuzoba nabantu
Designated
yes
people that clean.
bazofikela bafe ba clean.
For me,
Mara
I
still
feel like
that one
yes,
won't
I
be a
think there should be
solution.
fines.
Yeah.
I think there should be
Yes.
fines for littering.
Yeah.
For me, now that's the
I
easiest
think,
thing.
I think there should be fines for actually dumping stuff illegally, and that will require also the government to also pitch in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the only time we can actually manage stuff like this is when we can track every single person.
Yeah.
Every single person. You see how China is run.
China.
See how China is run.
The social system.
Yes. How the social system is run in China.
Yeah.
When we can track every single person
Yeah.
with their
But
That's
that's
tricky though. That's
a
tricky.
ticket.
That's
Then
tricky
I
with
can
freedom.
fine you.
That's tricky with freedom because
But I'm
meaning
speaking
what's
fine
gonna happen
in
is
littering
if
specifically.
if you have you just bought a chocolate, right? You just bought a chocolate at this specific shop with your card. We know that your card is registered to you, and you bought that chocolate which has this specific item number of barcode. And now, when we find that in the streets, we'll have to track it back.
It doesn't even have to be that deep, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, track who throws what where.
Cameras.
Camera, pale.
Yeah.
We don't have to go deep into
And
personal
then your social
profiles.
status goes down.
Yes.
Meaning you can't qualify
Yes,
to,
for
to,
anything.
To,
Yeah.
to, to
For
have
anything,
something.
yeah.
So
That's
I
what I'm talking about.
think that could actually work.
Yeah.
I think that could actually work.
It affects your social status.
Yeah, I
Man,
think that
bono,
could
SK,
actually work, but it has
Yeah.
its disadvantages, of
I mean,
course.
everything.
Same thing.
Yeah.
No matter
It
ufuna
has its
job.
disadvantages.
No matter ufuna job. We interview.
You have that thing.
we don't want
now,
litterers.
It's no longer about like you harassed someone in your
Yeah.
previous way.
Yes, or you're not a
You are a
pedophile.
job
Yeah.
hopper, or you
A pedophile.
you have a criminal record.
Yeah.
Ngatawufuna ukungathenda ntwane.
Bro, you listen to that episode, it's nine Olungelo. He avoided the word because YouTube flags it.
You meme it, dog. You
When you
please.
please, pedophile. Come on.
Let's call a spade, dog.
But yeah. If you have a criminal record at work or you have any bad reputation at work, also the littering part would actually solve that problem of having, because the value of a certain environment is also affected by the cleanliness of it. I mean, you can see it in restaurants. Lama restaurants that are not as clean as we would like. We know what's clean, of course. That are not as clean as we'd like.
We don't
You
go
can
to.
see even the prices, and you can see what type of people go there. And going back to locations,
Yeah.
you know the type of people who live in a certain location
Yeah.
because of the cleanliness of that certain location. So it does affect the value of where we stay, or maybe some people wouldn't understand the value, but they would understand the opportunities that would come to that location.
Yes.
Yeah, to that
Tourism,
area.
dog.
Tourism.
Dog.
Tourism.
Dog, when you should be a translator, dog. I try to explain.
Yeah,
the
mina ngivele ngifika
actual
ngegama,
things,
dog.
and when you just put one word. But I think we should. wrap it
Yeah,
up.
I mean, in
think we
closing,
should wrap it
tourism.
up.
You know, for me, in closing, I feel like things like that, litter,
Yeah,
us not taking care of our environments,
yeah.
kind of, it's like us shooting ourselves in the foot.
Sure.
Because now it's like we're cutting out people from actually experiencing
Yeah.
the same world we live in
Yeah.
to its entirety. That's why every time tourists come here, they always talk about Cape Town.
Yeah.
They're talking about Sandton.
Yeah.
They're never talking about anything else, though.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's because every other area is not taken care of. If you can go through Vilagazi Street, but if you go through Vilagazi Street, is it dirty? It's not dirty.
Of course not.
Because they know it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so the only thing is let's hold each other accountable and let's put each other in line. I mean, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I'm not saying I'm ready to have that conversation with the stranger with Exe.
Now
Hey,
pick
yeah,
it
bro.
up.
Pick that shit up.
Yeah. But it's
It's
one thing we
something
need
that
to
you
do.
have-
Yeah.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. And
It's a
it
need.
starts with just one person.
It's one person.
With one person, and eventually it's a whole community. Yeah.
And iqala kancane ntwana. Immediately nje
mina
mawungathi nje
ntwana
kancane.
mina hey dog, it affects me dog. Mina
Yeah.
yangikhenya.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
you
lie, me littering young Kenya.
My problem
But I
just
don't
that
have that thing with accent one.
Yeah.
But for me,
I think I should try it.
I do it for me.
manje
Nah, I think
sengibona
I should
ngathi
try
kumele
it.
uyitry.
But now I need to
After
extend
this
it.
episode, I think I should.
Yeah,
I should.
a social
reprimand
experiment.
people. Yeah.
I think we need to do a social experiment.
Yeah. I'll take videos. If bang fighter, totally blue eye, black eye.
It's for content.
Yeah, it's for content.
We must up those numbers.
Yeah, kumele ikhuphule le.
Yeah, I'm good, dog. That's me in closing, dog.
Antona, the only thing esingayenza to solution to this thing ukuthi siyithande as much as because siyageza every day.
Sure.
Siyafuna ukuthi sibe bahle every day. You
Ijarit
understand?
lakho li clean.
Ijarit lakho li clean. So immediately if that siqala now cabanga abantwana abanabo endlini then bawukhula kunjani. Then manje if le generation le ekhona abantwana laba bezayo le generation bazodopta lama habits then at least indawo abahlala kuyo kuzoba indawo bakhona bazenzela imali la uyangithola ezimbe bekhuluma ngama tourist ayakhona ukuthi azwakale la nikhona nokuzakhela even nina something yini uyangithola so izinto ezikanjalo so the only solution to this ukuthi we just need to stand up and fight for our own place. And then into efuna ukuthi siyibheke la ile nge-victim mindset esinayo ukuthi sifuna always senzele izinto always sifuna ukupointa instead ukuthi siyipointe sifuna ukusavwa angithola and izosipayizisa show i-government
Lebu said that we're always waiting for a savior.
Yeah, and imagine ntwana
although there was a different context.
ntwana ayisipani man and iyasibulala ekugcineni bule ekhaya wathi abantu
Because these are our communities.
yithi esikhawathi angeke solo sibhizi sikhala ngabantu ndoda wena wenzani because angeke manje ukuthi ulambile then bese sona lapho uhleli ulambile always next at least you must start.
Hey, you have to lift that finger.
Then umuntu nakafika just sekafika sekayakuphusha that's why nisebenzisa nale sihlezi avoda le ukuthi usebenzisa uNkulunkulu akekho noNkulunkulu simsebenzisa the same
same thing, free will.
When's next bese ufuna ukusave
Free will uwe baba free will is you. Free will uwe, you can't leave it all to prayer.
ayeke zisipani fanele ukhona understand ukuthi nawe unamandla ukuthi into oyifunayo manje yenze
Sure, make things happen.
nguwe so
Because I think that's what we suffer as black people.
We
suffer from like taking initiatives. I don't think most especially this generation, I don't think this generation is strong enough to actually take initiative.
Yeah.
And we do need that.
All about vibes.
I've been listening to, yeah. We're all about fun and pleasure. We're all about.
You want to go to Conga, dog.
Yeah.
I think senseless stuff.
I want to go to Hatfield, I want to go to Center, now
you know, all about vibes.
Go to social
concerts.
Short left.
Short left. Yeah, we're all about that, but no one is actually taking accountability with regards to the growth of our community. And I think one of the episodes we'll do, we will have to follow up with is a conversation on purposeful recreation or procreation. Having children.
I think
recreation. Yeah. And not just looking at things, because the rate of people having children right now is getting high, but we're still stuck in the same mindset.
Yes.
We actually not having children to make any change, and I like that. Even these.
Now that I've heard what you said, it's both recreation and procreation.
Yeah, it's both.
It's both.
Because we've fused both, and the outcomes are actually permanent now because of recreation.
Because there's lack of recreational activities.
Because if
results in a high number of kids, which is procreation.
So now it affects also how our environments look, how our environments feel. And we understand, Guti, a clean environment is capital. It's a tourist attraction, most especially with our history as South Africans. And I've been listening a lot to Professor Lumumba. I don't know if you know him, but he's been emphasizing that Black African young people, men and women, should be the ones who are making the moves right now. If we don't change, if we don't take any initiatives to actually change our current state and come up with new ways of living based off how we've always lived. And then we'll
There's
be
no
repeating
growth.
the same things
Yeah,
all
there's
over
no
and over
growth.
again.
Yeah.
Generation
And
after
we won't go
generation.
anywhere as,
There's no growth,
as the continent. We'll just keep on being taken over
Yeah.
in our continent. I mean, there's always already ways that are used against black people or the black race to eliminate it so that people can occupy our continent. But if we as black people actually realize that the pleasure that we've been given is not just the all and where life is all about, but also the small little things as just me buying iskopasi stratini and mangqeda ukwadla lamaskopasi le
Disposing
phepha
that
ngiyashaya and then bese ngiliphonsela le. If understanding that pollution, like that's why I was highlighting the conversation of trying to educate the people about the effects of population. One of them being smell. Secondly, being diseases that we get from pollution.
Create,
From just inhaling stuff with our noses. And sometimes uzokuthola ukuthi unama rashes or allergic reactions based off
the water you're drinking.
the water you're drinking, or sometimes the environment. Because I used to have allergies based off trees. There's a certain tree that I don't have to be around because it fucks me up. Yeah,
That's why
And that's an alien tree.
yeah. So it's one of those things, Uguti. We should be aware of how pollution really affects us, and we take the measures as you guys have mentioned. I think you've covered all the measures that we can take on.
Prohibitive.
Yeah. But as you always say,
take care of
Take of
yourselves,
yourselves,
take care of each other, and take care of your
pockets
pockets.
and take off your environment.
And take care of your environment.
That one is important.
This is the Empty Street Podcast,
And we're signing out.